This September the 23rd picks edition of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog has a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code MLB SGPN. Welcome everybody to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Monday, September the 22nd. We are here to handicap a full slate of action for Tuesday, September the 23rd. Joining me from somewhere in New York is Mr. Dylan Rockford. D-Rock, good evening. How are you?
I'm doing well, Malcolm. How are you doing today?
I am okay. I have just come off my other little job. I was doing play-by-play on Marseille v PSG in the French League. So it was exciting. Marseille beat them 1-0. Marseille scored in the 4th minute and then hung on. They defended like badgers for 690 whatever minutes after that. So, yeah, it was all right. I quite enjoyed it. And, yeah, bits and bobs. Your New York Mets still in fucking hell, hanging by a thread.
Yeah, they suck right now, and hopefully they don't make the playoffs, honestly. I'm off them.
You don't mean that. You do not mean that, Dylan. Why would you say that?
Just because I'm tired of all the heartbreak that they give me. They're like, they tease you. They're good for a few days, and then they suck. So this organization can't do anything right. So honestly, I don't even want to watch it. I'm on the football season for them. So Cedric Mullins is terrible.
Thing is, they win 2 games, and when I speak to you on Wednesday or whatever, you'll be all the way back in. So we'll see. And we did want to start the top of this show just on a different subject. I woke up this morning to a message off Moonaf that our friend of the show, and indeed friend to just about everybody, Dave Sharapan, the sportsbook consigliere, had died. He'd been ill, he'd had a stroke, and then he'd had cancer. And he died overnight. And I think we both wanted to just take a little bit of time just to express our gratitude. Dave, probably a lot of our listeners and people at the network will be aware because Dave kind of shared the same space as us in the gambling media kind of space. If you have been on the socials today, you wouldn't have been able to avoid the kind of outpouring of sadness that greeted him. Dave actually, and I couldn't remember this, but Moonaf told me, Dave did the very first MLB Gambling Podcast, episode 1. Tonight's episode 854. Episode 1, Dave came on with me and Moonaf. And Dave was a regular on the show. Not only was he just brilliant at what he did, and enthusiastic and knowledgeable, but still now, 850 episodes in, I still have the slight imposter syndrome of why would you people with your accent listen to me with my accent talk about baseball. And Dave was unbelievable with me, absolutely unbelievable. I also got to share a drink with him in Vegas when I went across there for NFL Week 1 a few years ago. Dave sought me out in the Westgate during that afternoon, and we just had 20 minutes in a drink. And yeah, people cannot speak highly enough of him. So Dave will be sorely missed. He was an unbelievable person. D-Rock, I know you worked with him as well and had a lot of time for him.
Yeah, first I just want to say our condolences definitely go out to, his wife, his 3 daughters as well. And I feel like me being so new into the industry, Dave was just salt of the earth, and he was just a great guy to everyone he met. I got an opportunity to work with him a few times on a show, and I learned a lot, jumping on him with a bunch of shows. And I know he had his saying, nobody knows shit, but I think I would have to disagree because everybody who met Dave knew how good of a guy he was. He was funny, he was honest, he was genuine, and everything in between that. So he was a true gent. And I know he posts those pictures of in front of a dumpster with the CLV dumpster. So hopefully we could throw cancer into one of those dumpsters one day. So just very sad to see. And my heart goes out to his family. So yeah, RIP. He was a great guy.
Yeah, absolutely. We will pick him some winners. We'll dedicate this episode to Dave, and we'll pick a few winners on his behalf. The chat has got who's here in reverse order. Gio has joined us. Bennett from across the pond, welcome along. Adrian Alfaro is talking through his pocket on PSG in the football. He's back to loser. Eli was first in the chat as well. If you are lurking about, by all means, say hello. I want to give the final scores on last week's contest, Dylan. We did the 3-day contest, didn't we? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You whipped my arse is what happened. You went 5 and 6, Dylan. We did 3 locks and 3 dogs. So you went 5 and 6. So 6 units staked, returned 10.5 units. I went 2 and 4 and returned 4.3 units. So I was a little loser. You were a big fat winner. But I'm going to caveat that. I didn't have a good week last week. 52 and 42 overall. That's a lot of picks, isn't it? 52 and 42 for a profit of $74.35 to $10. So I did want to put the safety net in there. My lock and dogs. I went 11 and 4 on the night that I went. Oh, and I picked my lock and dog. Both lost. My total of picks was 11 and 4. Just so happened 2 of the 4 were the lock and the dog in our little 3-day contest. So we've gone all right. Tonight, I feel like...
Wait, Mal, what do I win?
Oh, yeah. Well, I asked you to think of a price. You were going to do a book report if you lost. You never told me to do anything.
How about when we hang out, you just buy me a pint?
Mate, I will buy you a pint. I'll buy you 2, in fact.
Oh, let's go.
You seem like a nice lad. You can have 2 pints.
No, it sounds good.
I feel like today's buzzword, most of these picks. So we were torn a little bit between, do we just concentrate on like the big games, because there's games with things at stake still. What, we 6 games out now?
Yeah.
And then there's other games that had absolute nothing going on. But it's company policy, isn't it? We do handicap every game. But the word momentum crops up a lot in my picks. Like, you want the teams with momentum. You want the teams with things to play for. And there's some half-decent prices kicking around as well for things that I wanted, so there you go. Adrian saying he had a hard time understanding my accent, actually, but he's got used to it. Now, yeah, I don't know, there was a few. I always remember when I listened to the Boston Kappa on the Golf Gambling Podcast first. I thought my accent was quite aggressive, but Boston Kappa's knocked mine into a cocked hat. He by far had the most aggressive accent on the show, Boston Kappa. So, right, okay, D-Rock, let's go to a 6:35 Eastern first pitch between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Baltimore Orioles. Ryan Pepiot will go for the Rays, taking on Dean Kramer for the Orioles. -150 the Rays, -105 Baltimore, and the total sits at 9. Pepiot snapped a really hot streak last time, or had a really hot streak snapped by the Toronto Blue Jays. But he pitched well before that. I think he can go well again. I think the Rays have gone pretty under the radar in the second half. They've got a lot of talent there. They always have. It's the Rays. But they've had a decent second half of the season, and I'll be looking to factor the Rays in maybe at the start of next year when we get involved in that. Dean Kramer's got a volatile game log, not much length. This is a little bit of a bum fight. There is nothing actually to play for. It's the bottom 2 in the division. They're both 4 and 6 in the last 10. Baltimore are 4 under, 500 at home. Tampa Bay are 500 on the road. The last note I said was, on the grounds it was bugger all to play for and they're really hard to split. I'll take the underdog. And there's not much between them. It's -150, -105. So on a list of games, this will be nearer the bottom. I did say I'd take the underdog, so that gives me Baltimore. With not much to choose between him, Dylan.
Yeah, I agree. I only made him a -110 favorite, the Rays. So kind of want to take the plus money here with the Orioles. I feel like Dean Kramer has looked better in back-to-back starts while Ron Pepiot, he does struggle a little bit on the road, and the Orioles have had success against him this year. 5.74 ERA versus the Orioles, 10 runs given up in 15 innings. And Rays struggle on the road, and just look how good Dean Kramer has done versus Tampa Bay this year. So I do think this is a good spot for the Orioles here in this spot at home. I know they're under 500 at home, but I probably would take the plus money here in a coin flip kind of game.
Joe Dollar, Dylan, wants to know your thoughts on Big Ange. Anything to add?
Who is Big Ange?
The new Forest manager, Postecoglou.
Oh, you go back a few episodes.
Yeah, you're right. He has covered this, Joe.
But it's a head scratcher. I mean, doubling your points and we can the manager. So we'll see. I think, did we tie this week?
Yeah, 1-1.
So, hey, it's not a loss, right?
I'll give you a hint, Dylan. It's going to be an absolute shit show is what's going to happen.
We just need your money. We need that Saudi money.
Yeah, you need the live money. Yeah. 6:40 Eastern. Now, this is a series with things at stake. The Detroit Tigers at the Cleveland Guardians. Left-handed pitcher Tarik Skubal for the Tigers. Gavin Williams goes for the Guardians, who are plus 140 home underdogs. Tigers minus 166. Total, Dylan, is 7. Now, the first thing I wanted to mention on this before you lead us off was Noah messaged me. Do you remember about a month ago, maybe longer, 5-6 weeks? Noah said to me, Guardians are 20-1 for this division. The Tigers are going to shit the bed, get involved. And then about 4 days later, Cleveland were already 12-1. And now they're one game back. I don't know how much Noah got on at 20-1, if indeed he got any on. But I remember vividly mentioning it on the show a few weeks ago. But the Tigers have shit the bed, Dylan. What have you got?
Yeah, even with Skubal on the mound here, I only made the Tigers a minus 140 favorite. I got to take the Guardians here. These two teams, I feel like, are just going in different directions. Guardians, they've won 9 of their last 10, while the Tigers, they've lost 9 of their last 10. Huge series for the AL Central. I think the Guardians will ultimately win this series, so I hope you and Noah actually put the 20-1 ticket in. What a collapse by Detroit, though. I mean, what a collapse. I like Gavin Williams as well. He's solid at home. He just shut out this Detroit team in his last start. Guardians are 7-2 in his last 9 starts. And with how bad the offense has been for Detroit, I just don't see them scoring enough to win this game. And I really don't trust Detroit's bullpen either as of late. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the hotter team. I got to take the Guardians here at plus money, even with Skubal on the mound. Yeah,
this is one of those games, regardless of who wins, it doesn't matter who wins, there's only one team you can put your money on. You can't back Detroit. You just can't. You shouldn't be allowed money if you want to. You covered the pertinent things. Detroit have completely shit the bed, 6 defeats in a row. 1-9 versus 9-1 in the last 10. Back-to-back losses for Skubal at very, very similar prices to these. He might pitch well, but Cleveland and Miami beat him in his last 2 starts. The Tigers are completely free-falling. And it's not like they're playing a bum pitcher. Gavin Williams has been really, really good in his own right. 4 earned runs over his last 4 starts. Cleveland have won all of them. Momentum is a real thing. And as a gambler, there's only one bet you want to take. I was surprised at this price. Plus 140. I will take Cleveland. Yeah. I think most of the chat are getting involved on that as well. Joe's co-signed it. We'll move on. Let me tell you about mybookie.ag, your place to bet on football and everything else. The prop builder is second to none. The motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy deposit and lightning fast payouts using crypto. Head to mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN for a 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And we're brought to you by Novig, America's #1 sports prediction market. Since Novig is an exchange, you know you're getting some of the best prices in the market. Novig is available in over 35 states. Download the Novig app. Get $50 when you spend $5 if you use the promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. Next game on the board, 6:40 Eastern, Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds. Johan Oviedo for the Pirates takes on Brady Singer for Cincinnati. Minus 156, the Reds. The Pirates are plus 130, and the total is 8.5. We're going to use the word momentum again because, again, I think the Reds are the only play. And, again, they're a workable price. I've seen a minus 156 on my book, so there might be a minus 150 kicking around somewhere. Last week, we faded Oviedo. And even though Pittsburgh have won a couple of games over the weekend and the pitching is still competent, they still lose more than they win. And Singer and the Reds are flying. They're tied for the wild card now. In fact, they do have the tiebreaker over the Mets in the wild card. Won 5 games in a row. Brady Singer's been great. Both sides of the ball, actually, for the Reds. What I like about them is if the pitching's let them down, the hitters have pulled them out. And then when the hitters haven't been great, the pitching pulled them out. They won 1-0 last night. It's a great sign. Santillan, very capable of closing the door. The Reds' rotation, by the way, if they stick into the playoffs, their rotation's up there. It's going to be, there's teams with injuries. We'll get onto the Brewers in a little while, carrying a few knocks. The Reds' rotation, 5 pitchers, they can stick a couple in the pen. Reds are a dangerous team here. Singer's August ERA was 2.41, and his 3 starts in September have yielded a 2.04 ERA. Reds for me, Dylan.
Yeah, I got to be on the Reds here as well. My numbers made them a minus 160 favorite. I think they're rolling right now. I think they get the last wild card spot. I think they beat out the Mets. They hold the tiebreaker as well. They're just playing really good baseball right now. They've won 5 in a row, while Pirates, they're struggling. 3-7 straight up in their last 10. They struggle on the road. And I just think Brady Singer is much better at home than he is on the road. The Reds have won 6 of his last 7 starts, and the 1 loss was on the road. At home, they just find ways to win for him. They've won his last 6 home starts in Cincinnati. Meanwhile, Pirates have lost Oviedo's 4 of his last 5 starts. So, yeah, 2 teams going in different directions. Pirates have nothing to play for. Meanwhile, the Reds, they trying to get into October. So, yeah, give me the Reds. It's a little chalky at minus 142, but I do like them.
6:45 Eastern Time sees the Miami Marlins at the Philadelphia Phillies. Edward Cabrera for the Fish and Christopher Sanchez, left-handed pitcher for the Phillies. Minus 212 Philadelphia, plus 175 Miami. Total D-Rock 7.5.
Yeah, give me the over 7.5. I feel like this number is a little too small. My total came out to 8.5. Mal, you know I do like to fade pitchers coming back, making their first start. And before Cabrera missed some time, he was not doing good. 4+ runs given up in 3 of his last 4 starts. And 4 of his last 5 starts, they ended in double digits as well. So, and also, the Marlins are actually playing some good baseball. 9-1 in their last 10. They've scored 4+ runs in 5 straight as well. The over is 8-2 in Philly's last 10 games. I think both teams could get 3-4 runs each, and that guarantees us an over right now. So, yeah, I think we see a high-scoring game. I'm going to fade Edward Cabrera here, making his return. So, yeah, give me the over 7.5.
I've got very similar instincts, Dylan, and a slightly different pick here. Cabrera is hard to trust. 1 good start in his last 4. Obviously had a little injury too. The Dodgers got to Sanchez last time, but he had been going okay before that. He did see Miami on the road on September the 5th. 7 innings, 1 earned run. Philly won that game 9-3. So there's a good comp for you over. Marlins are hot, but they haven't been great against left-handed pitching, and particularly some of their key players, Sanchez, Connor Noby, Otto Lopez, all struggle a little bit via lefties. So I like runs, but it was the Philly runs that I liked. I took Miami hitters out of the equation. I'm going to take a Philadelphia team total. So if they can get to 5 or 6, and then Miami can chip in D-Rock, everyone's a winner. Next, 7:05 Eastern, between the Chicago White Sox and the New York Yankees. Shane Smith for the White Sox takes on Luis Hill of the Yankees, who are minus 250. The White Sox are 2-1. Total is at 9. Shane Smith has a very erratic game log, has pitched at home a lot, actually. Just the way his games have fallen recently. Shane Smith has pitched at home a lot, and most of his struggles have come on the road. He has a 4.89 ERA on the road. Luis Hill got hit for a few at Minnesota last time, but at home, his 4 starts in Yankee Stadium, 2.11 ERA. The Yankees are still fighting, chasing down the Blue Jays. The White Sox are 2-8 in the last 10. White Sox just look like they've had enough now for 2025. They're right, that'll do. I just think the Yankees will sort of cruise past them here. Yankees run line, D-Rock, not very big or exciting pick.
Yeah, I agree. Yankees should win this game. I made them over a $2 favorite. You know, they're playing really good baseball right now. Had a nice series over the weekend versus the Orioles. 7-3 in their last 10. White Sox, their season's over. I mean, the offense is struggling right now. Now they're facing Lewis Hill, who he's been very solid at home for the Yankees. And I think it might be a little revenge spot as well for him, since his last loss did come against the Chicago team back in August. I like Shane Smith, but he struggled in the month of September. I think the Yankees should win comfortably here. I agree. Yankees run line. That's the play for me.
Okay, thank you. Next game on the board, 7:07 Eastern. The Boston Red Sox are at the Toronto Blue Jays. Lucas Giolito for the Red Sox and Kevin Gausman goes for the Blue Jays. Plus 130 Boston, minus 156 Toronto. Total sits at 8. Another big series. Boston, 1 wild card game back. Toronto snapped a 4-game losing streak and have a 2-game lead coming into this game, into this week. So D-Rock, can they hold their nerve against Boston?
Yeah, this is going to be another total for me. Give me the over. 7.5, 8, whatever you find. My total came out to 9.1. Lucas Giolito, I think he's had an okay September, but I believe this is a good spot for Toronto's offense to get going. We saw them put up 8 runs the other night. The over is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings between these two clubs. And, you know, it's good to see Boston's offense pick up last week after struggling for about a week or so. So 3+ runs in 5 straight games. Both teams in the whole season throughout the year have been over teams as well. So I think we see a high chaotic scoring game here. I would back the Blue Jays, but I worry about them a little bit here. So I probably would just take a high-scoring game. I like the over instead of taking a side.
Lucas Giolito had a wobbly start last week against the A's, but he did get away with it. Gausman has been absolutely lights out. Only 3 earned runs across 30 innings in his last 4 starts. Now, I'm ready to fade the Blue Jays in certain spots because I think they're in a little bit of a false position. I don't think they're the best team in this division. I'm not sure they're in the best 2 teams in this division. Their expected win-loss is a bit dodgy, but they're really good at home. 50-25 is an incredible home record, and they've got a stud on the mound. So this is going to feel like playoff baseball. It's going to be a great atmosphere. They're at home where they've got a formidable record, and they've got Gausman. Hopefully, Bo Bichette is sniffing around a return as well. That's going to be big for them. So I'm going to take the Blue Jays. Like I say, I will be looking to fade Toronto possibly when we get into the playoffs or the next time we see them, because I do think they're in a slightly false position. But this is a spot. Everything ticks the boxes. I'll take the Blue Jays at minus 156. Joe agrees with that. Adrian was telling us that his Reds total hit for the over 78.5 wins for Cincinnati. Nice work, Adrian. Shrewd, as always. We are going to 7:15 Eastern. The Washington Nationals at the Atlanta Braves. Brad Lord for the Nats will take on Hurston Waldrep for the Atlanta Braves, who are $2 favourites. Washington plus 165. And the total here sits at 9. I don't mind Lord. He's all right. 4.18 ERA is serviceable. 2 earned runs in 5 1/3 innings against these Atlanta Braves on his last start. Hunter Waldrop pitched in the same series, 5 innings, 3 earned runs against Washington. He gave up 8 earned runs in his last home start against Houston. That series a couple of weeks ago, or was it last week, the Washington-Atlanta series, the game totals went 15-14, 5-9. The 5 came in the second game with a double-header. I just like the runs trend. Atlanta are hot. They've won 8 in a row. They've scored 7.6 runs per game over that 8-game winning streak. So Atlanta hot bats. Like I say, Ozzy Albies is still hitting. Ronald Acuna is playing well too. I think Washington can tag a couple on off Waldrop. So yeah, I think we see some runs here. I'll go over 9.
Yeah, you're right. I hate to admit it, but Braves are playing some good baseball right now. Getting plus 120 on the run line. I'll take a shot here with the Braves on the run line at home. I never was a fan of Brad Lord. I don't think he's good right now. His last start was against his Braves team, and the Braves wound up winning 9-4. He's given up 2+ runs in 6 of his last 7 starts. And I know people might be worried about Hurston, Waldrop after his last 2 starts, but I think he was amazing in August, and I think he could get back to that. Outside of that bad start versus the Astros, he has yet to give up more than 3 runs this season. So I think this is a nice spot for him to bounce back. The offense, like you mentioned, has looked great for the Braves right now. So at plus 120, I'll take a little pizza bet on the Braves run line.
Joe mentioned that Hurston Waldrop sounds like his dad drives a Bentley. Definitely British. He sounds like an accountant. You should see my man, Hurston Waldrop. He'll sort your finances out for you. We go back to the top of the page, D-Rock, for your New York Mets. And they are at the Chicago Cubs, which will kick off at 7:40 Eastern. Left-handed pitcher David Peterson for the Mets. Cade Horton goes for the Chicago Cubs. Minus 120, the Cubs. Plus 100, the Mets. Total 7.5. Did you see those couple of insane plays featuring Jacob Young last night? I mean,
he turned into fucking Jackie Robinson out there. It was
the first
insane.
one that he dropped and then bounced off his foot and he caught was fucking ridiculous. And then he made that catch. I mean, was that game winning? He brought that back. Walk off homer.
Yeah.
Last year, all of this was going right for the Mets. Every little bounce, every little bit of magic went in their favour. And just this time round, it hasn't quite happened, D-Rock. But can they get back on the horse tomorrow?
Yeah, I can't wait for this Met team to miss the playoff. Terrible organization, and losing 2 of the 3 of the Nationals just sums up our season. The offense is so inconsistent. It's hard to get a real gauge with them. And now facing Cade Horton, who he's nails at home for the Cubs, 1.55 ERA. Batter's only hitting 196 off of him in Chicago. And the Cubs just don't lose when he pitches. They've won 8 of his last 10 starts. He's only given up 2 runs in his last 16 innings. He doesn't walk batters. It's hard to find anything to go against him. I just find it hard for the Mets to score runs in this spot. Meanwhile, David Peterson is a complete fade for me. He's given up 3+ runs in 4 straight games. I know they've been losing, but I think this is a good spot for the Cubs to bounce back. Yeah, give me Chicago here at home.
Yeah, this was a game where you were trying to find a positive to take out of either club to split the tie here. The Mets have lost 2 in a row and are in a proper funk. And not carrying an awful lot of luck. The Cubs have lost 4 in a row, but it's hard to trust Peterson at the moment. Earned runs have been 6, 3, 4, and 8 in his last 4 starts. He's got a 1-2 record with a 4.91 career ERA in Wrigley Field. I mean, watching this Mets team the last few weeks, it's been like death by 1,000 paper cuts. Like, it's just been a slow and painful, horrible demise. And they go up against one of the best in the game here. Took on and beat Paul Skeens last week, where we bet him in a nice spot. The Cubs aren't playing for much, but I think they'll want to stay in form in this home game. So trying to find a positive. The positive is Cade Horton. And that's going to be the difference maker with me making the pick. So I'll take the Cubs here at minus 120. Next game on the board. Back down the page to 8:05 Eastern between the Minnesota Twins and the Texas Rangers. This game is off the board, which I'm quite pleased about, actually. Zebby Matthews is confirmed for the Twins. Texas are TBD, have been TBD all day. I've got no idea. So I've got no lines on this one. Texas might just not turn up. That might be why the TBD. I'll tell you what's happened to Texas. Do you remember last week, Dylan, when I bet them to win the division? It was on Monday or Tuesday night, and I think it was Neon Keon was in the chat. And I backed them to win the division at 9-1, and I parlayed them with the Yankees. I parlayed them with the Red Sox, and they haven't won since. They've lost 7 in a row. So my heartfelt apologies go out to all Texas fans. I've no idea what mindset they'll be in. I've no idea who they're going to throw. I've seen DeGrom slated for Wednesday, I think. And that's it. The rest of the Texas rotation is just like, fuck this.
They might punt on the season.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They might not even turn up. Like, Sebby Matthews has given up 9 earned runs in 3 innings last time at the Yankees, which is relatively impressive. The Twins are a mess. But Texas have completely fallen off a cliff. So, yeah, I don't know what to do. This is horrible. But luckily, I've got no pitch and no line, so we can skirt past it, D-Rock.
Yeah, we can. I thought it was going to be Jacob deGrom. The only reason I said that was because that was the only guy I saw. But, you know, I don't think I could take either team right now. They both stink right now. So I think they're both punting on the season. The Twins are essentially eliminated. And Rangers, we thought, had a shot back when they were streaking, I think, a week or 2 ago. So, yeah, I think they're done as well. So, yeah, I'm glad this game is off the board, if I'm being honest.
It's okay because Joe has found us to play D-Rock. We don't have to. Sebby Matthews, over 4.5 hits allowed is the play.
Love it.
So, cheers, Joe. You found a pick that me and Dylan weren't good enough to manage. Underdog is a great place to play fantasy pick'em. You can win up to 500 times your entry. Simply pick high or lower on your favourite player's stats. Underdog is a brand new offer. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with the code MLB SGPN. And Rhythm is off to a great start in college football and the NFL. Rhythm has introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking bets. In the app, you can win up to $1,000. Use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for $25 off your first month. Download Rhythm and use promo code SGPN25. 9:38 Eastern. The Kansas City Royals are at the LA Angels. 2 lefties going in. Cole Reagans for the Royals will take on Sam Aldeguerri for the Angels. Plus 125 LA, minus 150 the Kansas City Royals. Total here is at 8.5. D-Rock, this is very much like 2 bald men arguing over a comb. Do you have any preference in this?
It's a little chalky, but I do like the Royals here straight up. My numbers made them a minus 170 favorite. I just can't back the Halos right now. They're 1-9 in their last 10, and now they're throwing this guy Sam, who I don't think he's any good. He has yet to go past his 2nd inning. He just got destroyed by a Ranger team who we just talked about, who's not good, who won't make the playoffs. He's backed up by a bottom 5 bullpen. It's just hard to see the Angels getting enough offense to win this game, even at home. And, you know, I wanted to see Cole Reagans before I start backing him, and I thought he looked good in his first start against a good offense in Seattle, who will probably win the division. So, yeah, I like the Royals here. I think it's a little chalky. I probably wouldn't go past a minus 150, but I do like the Royals here straight up.
Yeah, the Royals should be favourites, but I wouldn't be backing them at 150. There's much better stuff on the board. It just screams runs to me. Reagans is just kind of being nursed through short starts, having come back from injury. There's no point in pushing him at this point. He's given up a lot of contact, a lot of hits, a lot of runs. And Sam Aldeguerri, this will kind of be a bullpen day for the Angels. He's a couple of appearances so far this season have been exactly that. He goes 2 innings pitched. Those 2 games that he started, the Angels gave up 11 and 13 in those 2 starts. So with Reagans vulnerable on the other end of that, this looks like runs. So I will take the over 8.5. Next game on the board is the LA Dodgers at the Arizona Diamondbacks. This is a 9:40 Eastern first pitch. We have Shohei Ohtani for the Dodgers taking on Brandon Pfaadt of the Diamondbacks. Plus 135 Arizona, minus 160. The Dodgers total sits at 9. Arizona still fighting. They are 1 game out of a wild card place. I wouldn't be sleeping on the Diamondbacks this week. Ohtani is starting to look good. 13 starts now, 3.29 ERA. But he has been much less sure on the road. His ERA up on the road is 4.95. Brandon Pfaadt pitched a complete game last week against the San Francisco Giants. Only gave up one unearned run was given up there by Arizona. Big splits guy, Brandon Pfaadt, much better at home and much better recently. The Dodgers still 3 games under 500 on the road. The Diamondbacks 7-3 in the last 10. Ohtani vulnerable, Pfaadt good at home. There's too many ticks in boxes. I think this is a big price for the D-backs. Plus 135, Dylan. Give me the Snakes.
Yeah, both teams are playing well as of late, but I only made the Dodgers a minus 130 favorite here on the road. Shohei has been better as of late, but he still doesn't go long in the games. And Dodgers have lost 5 of his last 6 starts, including losses to the Rockies, Halos, and St. Louis, all 3 teams who won't make the postseason. That's worrisome to me. And Brandon Pfaadt, like you mentioned, he's been solid in Arizona for the Snakes. 9-3 straight up, 3.15 ERA. He's also 2-0 versus this Dodger team, and he's looked so good. He's looked so good so far, so good in September. And to be honest, I trust the bats more for Arizona right now. So I agree. Give me the home dog. I'll take Arizona.
Yes, team right, Dylan. The Diamondbacks at plus 135. This next game, D-Rock, I've got no lines on this. I've seen pictures all day. Have you got anything on the Rockies and the Mariners?
No
lines. Okay.
But I probably would take Seattle minus.
That's what I did because the pictures that I've seen listed. This is a 9:40 Eastern. Rockies at the Mariners. Both TBD. Tanner Gordon for Colorado potentially, and Bryce Miller for Seattle. I mean, I've got the.
So I have McCade Brown for the Rockies, and then I have Bryce Miller for the Mariners. Maybe that's why.
Seattle have taken this division by the scruff of the neck over the last week or so. 4-game winning streak as Houston and Texas both slip up. They're 9-1 in the last 10. They've got a 3-game lead. Miller's kind of average profile though, and he usually gives up a few. But Seattle look good here. So as well as Seattle run line, I thought we could see some runs, but obviously I don't know what the total is going to be. I handicap Tanner Gordon, he can give up a few. McCade Brown doesn't really change my handicap in that situation. But much else to add on Seattle, Dylan?
No, I just thought it was a really good series over the weekend for Seattle. They swept the Astros. Now they're 3 games ahead of Houston. And honestly, they have a shot at the number 1 seed. Rockies, they're eliminated, obviously. And we just can't fade the Mariners right now. Just like Cleveland, one of the hottest teams in baseball, 9-1 straight up in their last 10. And the Rockies, they stink on the road. Regardless if Bryce Miller is good or not, yeah, he might give up 2-3 runs, but McCade Brown is not good at all if that is who goes. The Rockies have lost all 5 of his starts this year. He has yet to go past the 4th inning, and the Mariners are a wagon right now. So, yeah, I just think offensively they won't be able to keep up in Seattle. So, yeah, give me the Mariners minus 1.5.
Okay, 9:40 Eastern first pitch is the Milwaukee Brewers and the San Diego Padres. This is the 3rd of the 3 games that is off the board. The Brewers are officially TBD for reasons we'll come to in a minute. The Padres are going to throw Randy Vasquez. The Brewers' rotation is suddenly in a little bit of a mess. We reported last week that Jose Quintana had tweaked his calf, and now Brandon Woodruff has gone to the IL with a lat strain.
Yeah.
Will he be? Does that make him sort of playoff eligible, or is he going to miss more time than that, Dylan?
I have no idea. We'll see. I don't know how long he's going to go on the stunt for, but I think it might be Bruce Zimmerman going for the Brewers. It's a relief pitcher that started, so it might be kind of a bullpen day for him, or for them, excuse me. But if it is the case, I probably would make the Padres a slight favorite here with Vasquez here at home. We know we do like to back the Padres at home, but I thought they're playing okay as of late, the Milwaukee Brewers. But do they really have anything to play for? That's my thing. They already locked up the division. Can they really do anything else? Can they get the 1 seed? They already have it, I think. So I probably would take the Padres here if it is Zimmerman in a bullpen type.
Yeah, I like the Padres as well, Dylan. I do like Vasquez. I've had my fingers burned by him a couple of times lately. However, he is better at home, and this does look like a horrible spot for the Brewers. Like you said, they haven't got much reason to go full tilt. But the fact that this starting pitching situation needs sorting out. So I think they'll just be slightly less focused. In a few days on the road with nothing to play for, just leave it, lads. You know what I mean? We'll regroup on Thursday and Friday and see where we stand in terms of who we're going to pitch when we get into the playoffs. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if they just phone this in for a few days with a lot of other stuff going on in the background. And Padres still looking to chase down the Dodgers, will be fully focused. Looks like a great spot for the San Diego Padres. The penultimate game on the board is the 9:45 Eastern between the St. Louis Cardinals and the San Francisco Giants. We have Andre Palante. He's your mate, isn't he? He goes for the Cardinals. Taking on Logan Webb of the Giants, who are minus 200. Cardinals plus 165. Total here is at 6.5. Palante, not good. St. Louis, not good. Nothing to play for. And now they're doing stuff like, I know I get it, but like they took Nolan Arenado out the game before the game started yesterday to get his round of applause off the St. Louis fans, which happens at the end of the season. Alonso got a little ovation, didn't he? Maybe that was the last time we saw him. And there was another player last night, I can't remember who it was, who this happened to as well. But yeah, so they're really not particularly focused. And then we get to the Giants, who are at home with Logan Webb, who bounced back impressively against the Dodgers last time. And a home start before that against Arizona was a great example of how he can still pitch. Giants are still live, a couple of games back in the wild card. You'd have to take them on the run line or a team total, but the Giants can put the Cardinals to bed here quite easy, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I made them over a $2 favorite here at home. I know Logan Webb struggled at home in his last start versus the Dodgers, but outside of that start, he's been really reliable in San Francisco for the Giants. As for Andre Palante, he is not my guy. I do not trust him at all. He's given up 2+ runs in 9 straight games. Cardinals are 1-9 straight up in his last 10. It was a tough road trip for San Francisco, but now coming back home with their ace on the mound, still something to play for. Cardinals struggle on the road. I just think this is a good spot for the Giants to get back into the win column. So can't take them on the money line, but I agree. You got to take them on the run line for some value.
Final game, 10:05 Eastern. The Houston Astros are at the Athletics, where Christian Javier draws the start for Houston. The Athletics will send left-handed pitcher Jeffrey Springs to the hill. Minus 150 in the A's, minus 105 Houston. The total is in double figures at 10, Dylan.
Yeah, I probably would take Houston here, minus 104. You have Jeffrey Springs, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, because I see Mason Bennett here in some spots. So I handicap Jeffrey Springs. I'm not a Jeffrey Springs guy, as you guys know. I know that it was a tough series over the weekend, and they got swept, but coming back with Christian Javier, who I'm not the highest on, but my numbers did make him a minus 130 favorite. I think minus 104 is kind of disrespectful. Houston is just a better team, and I think offensively, I think that they will be able to pick it up. I mean, back-to-back games, the A's, with that offense, scored 0 runs against the Pittsburgh Pirates. I mean, that's just hard to do. I don't anticipate that to happen again, but 10.5 kind of seems high. I would bank on the Astros to win a low-scoring game, maybe 5-2, 4-1 type of game, but I like the Astros here minus 104. I think they should be the favorite.
So, D-Rock, you just about gave out all the evidence there for the correct pick on this game, and then you picked something else, because the pick is the under. You've told us that it was going to be low-scoring. You told us that the Athletics weren't scoring any runs over the weekend. I faded Javier last week. We faded Javier most nights last week, didn't we? He only pitched once.
We handicapped
Yeah,
him
we
like
faded
3
him every
times in a
night. We
row.
weren't having him. Sunday to
Yeah.
Thursday, we faded him. But he only did pitch once, and he did all right. He made fools of us against Texas. He wasn't in great form before that. What caught my eye, though, was the run of unders, especially in Jeffrey Springs' game log, like 5 in a row. A total of 25 runs in those 5 games, so averaging 5 runs per game. Javier's okay. Springs is okay. You just listed a load of the stuff where the Athletics can't hit. Huge trend in a massive, massive number. It's just the only double-figure total on the board. So, yeah, under 10 is a low, under-the-radar, sneaky pick here. I'm a big fan of that. And D-Rock, we have made it to the end of the last Monday show of the regular season. It is lock and dog time.
The season has flew by.
Yeah, really has. I'm excited about this week as well. I opened my notebook this afternoon and you just start looking at the standings and the permutations. And then you have a sneaky look at the bracket for how it would be next week if it starts now. And I'm already trying to get, like I said, I'm looking to fade the Blue Jays. Like my mind's already midway through next week to find out what my angles are. So, the show will go on all the way through the playoffs, as you know. And we're just trying to work out today what we're going to do over the weekend, whether we'll do a full playoff outright show or we'll just start with the wildcard series. But yeah, there's going to be plenty of playoff content here with me and Dylan and Lonte and Scott. D-Rock, lock and dog. You won the contest, so you can lead us off.
Sounds good. Hopefully I can continue giving out some winners. I will start with my lock. It's a little chalky, but I will go with Cincinnati. Think they're going to get that last wild card spot in the NL. Minus 142, and we're going to fade Oviedo here, where Pirates have nothing to play for. They're struggling. They're struggling to score some runs, 3-7 in their last 10. Going on the road and taking on Brady Singer, who I just trust much more. I'll take Cincinnati here as my lock. As my dog, how can we get away from the Guardians here? I think they're just a wagon. Even against Tariq Schoolboy, I know it will scare some people off, but this offense is broken right now. It is in their heads right now, and I just don't think the Guardians can be beat right now. So I'm going to take Cleveland. They'll probably win 4-1, 5-1, and they're going to win this division. So give me the Guardians as my dog.
Okay, thank you very much. My lock, I don't know what to do here. I'm going to go back to this very last game. I was quite bullish on these. The under 10 in the Astros at the Athletics. I think I'll take that. And then as a dog, there was only 2 on the board that jumped out, one of which was Cleveland, and the second of which was Arizona against the Dodgers, plus 135 at home on a roll against Ohtani, who's beatable, against the Dodgers, who were beatable on the road. Plus 135 is an excellent price for my underdog. And D-Rock, not many more times we're going to force you to do this, so don't worry about it. Have you got a home run play for us?
Why don't we take Aaron Judge against Smith? I'm just going to take the good old reliable. I'll take Aaron.
So you've taken, so far this season, you've taken Aaron Judge. You have taken George Springer once or twice.
Yes,
and you've taken Juan Soto. They're the only 3 people I can remember you taking in this home run section.
I remember taking Bryce Schwarber one time.
Fair enough. I'm trying to fade. Oh, no. All right, okay. I do like a little fade of Ryan Pepio every now and again. Baltimore got loads of people who can hit the ball out. So I just got to choose the right one. That's how I'm confident about this. Let's go with... there's some names down the bottom that are a little bit less familiar. Gunnar Henderson. Let's stick with Gunnar. Oh, no. Should we take Adley Rushman? No, he's on the IL. We'll take Gunnar Henderson to get one off Ryan Pepio tomorrow night. D-Rock, beautifully done. 15 games in the book. Anything you want to tell the people before we let them go?
No, let's go Reds.
Let's go Reds. You're a bad man. Who's on the show tomorrow? Megan, you again. No, we could have.
Yeah, me and you got the
Okay,
back-to-back.
so we'll have a 2-day contest this time. I'll see if I can level the season series up at 1-1 by taking you down over 4 games this week. Thank you, everyone. Everybody in the chat. We do appreciate it. Joe Dollar and Eli and Adrian. Gio was in there as well. If you do ever get a chance, come and join us because it's fun. Other than that, enjoy the baseball tonight and Tuesday. Good luck with all your picks, and we will see you down the road. Cheers.